this is Marie and I'm back with another video, and this video is going to be how to clean and change filter plus water change. So let's get started. So in this video I will be showing you and talking to you a little bit about how to clean and change filter and also a water change. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, as you guys can see at the top of this video is going to be all about cleaning and changing filters and also a water change. So here we go. Now, as you guys can see here, this is my 5-gallon betta fish tank, and my betta fish name is Nemo that is living in this 5-gallon tank. And this will be the tank today that I will be doing the water change and also cleaning and changing the filter. So I'm going to go ahead and show you step by step what I do, how I clean and change the filter, and also doing a water change at the same time. So let's go ahead and get this video started. Now, the first thing I usually do is turn off the filter and also the heater. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so as you guys can see, the water is not moving, so I turn off the filter and then I turn off the heater at the same time. The next thing I will do is take my lid and take that off and put it on the side where you see where there is a towel and also a towel in the front. So we're going to go ahead and do so. So I just lift it up and put it on the side, and I always have the light staying on, so going through the tank so I can actually see when I'm doing the water change. So that is the next thing I'm going to be doing. Now, the next step that I usually do is I pick out my items that I need to do my water change and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the items that I use to do my water changes with. Okay, so here are my buckets that I use to do the water change and the filter change. So I got this little bucket right here. This is actually from Walmart. This is a 5-quart bucket, and this is the bucket that I use to take the water out of the tank to put inside of this bucket. And then I have 2 other buckets. The other one is from Walmart, and this is a 1 quart. Sometimes I use this to get the water out faster, and then sometimes I use the little Betta cup to get in the corner so I don't scoop up the Betta while I'm doing the water. It kind of doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. I'm used to using both. Sometimes I usually just use the one, sometimes I do use both. It depends on what's more comfortable with you. But these are the 3 items that I use to change my water and take it out, and then also to put it in. So let's go ahead and show you exactly what I do. So first I usually take the little cup and dip it into the water and just fill it all the way up, and then take it and put it into the bucket. So I just keep doing that and just making sure that I don't get Nemo and stick him inside of the bucket also. So I usually just keep doing that a couple of times. Pretty simple. Okay, so now when I get to the point where I get almost middle to towards the end of the water change, then I stop with this cup and I go ahead and take out the filter and the cartridge and remove that completely, and then I go back and finish taking out the water that I need to take out. So I'm going to go ahead and take these items out, and then I'll show you when I get done. Okay, so I took out the filter and the cartridge, so now it looks like this. I do keep the heater sometimes inside, and sometimes I do take it out. It depends what I want to do, if I want to take it out or keep it in. But this time I'm actually going to just keep it in there. It'll be fine. It is off, so when I go further down with the water change, it's not going to do anything. So make sure when you are doing a water change to make sure you turn off your filter and your heater at that time. So that's what I did. So this is what it looks like. So now when I do that, I turn around and here's my filter. So as you guys can see here, it looks a little dirty, so it's either I'm going to clean it and rinse it out, or I'm just going to go ahead and put a new one. But I'll show you exactly what I do If I do keep it a little bit longer, I'll show you what I do. So we're going to go ahead and take this to the sink, and then I'm going to take out more water to do the water change. Okay, so now I'm going to take the big bucket, and I'm going to go ahead and put it inside because I have more room because the filter is not there, so I'm able to get more water out and it goes a little bit more faster. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this water in. Now when I get my bucket completely almost full like it is now, I just go ahead and stop, bring this to the sink and empty it, and then start over again. Alright, so my bucket is clean and clear. There's nothing inside of it. So I'm going to go ahead and start up again and get more water out and keep going with the water change. So this is what I do. And usually I just do a 50% water change the first time. And then when I do my second water change is usually like a 15% to a 20% change. So today I'm going to be doing a 50% change because I have not done one in a while. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to take out probably, whoop, emo just went in there. That's another thing you got to make sure is when you're doing a water change, don't get your betta fish or your fish inside of the cup because you might not see at that time to the point where you might flush or bring down your fish down the drain. So just keep an eye on that when you're doing the water change. So now my bucket is full, so I'm going to go ahead and clear that out, and I'll show you what it looks like after I take out the 50% of water. Okay, so after I do my 50% water taking out, this is what a tank looks like now. Now as you guys can see here, all around the glass is very like dirty and groomy. I don't know what it's called, but it's like mildew or something like that left over from the water. So what I do is I take a paper towel and wet it just a little bit and wipe all the sides off completely so where it's nice and clean and there's none of this little buildup right here, as you guys can see. So all of this will be gone after I wipe it up. Now this is what I do when I do my water change. It depends on when you do your water change. If you have this little buildup, go ahead and wipe it down and get it nice and clean. So when you put the new water in, your tank will be super clean and nice and it won't get all that buildup back into the water again. And sometimes I'll do is take a paper towel and go inside the water and just wipe from inside of the tank also on the glass. But you can do that, that's optional. You do not have to do that, but sometimes I do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get my paper towel and wet it a little bit and then show you guys how I wipe it out. And as you guys can see, all of that is in the back right there, so that's going to be all gone. And then on the sides is like that, so that's going to be gone too. So I'm going to grab my paper towel and wet it, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I got my wet paper towel. I did start kind of wiping it. So what I do is I just wipe it just like this, get all that white gunk stuff off. And then I actually go back to where the side is kind of dry and then go back and dry it off. It's going to make some noises too. So it looks kind of like this. So the glass is completely crystal clear and you can see right through and it's nice and clear. So that means it's nice and clean. So I will go ahead and do that at all the sides. So right here you can see all this buildup. So I just take the towel and just keep wiping it all down so it's nice and clear and taken off. See all that buildup? The nicer you get it nice and clean and get all of this stuff off the glass, the nicer the water change will be nice once you get the water back into it. When you get all the nice fresh clean water back into the tank and start getting the filter back running again, your tank will be nice and clean. So this is how I clean everything. So that's what it looks like after. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of it and the sides, and then I'll show you after what it looks like. Alright, so I finished all the sides of the glass inside and cleaned it, wiped it down so it's all nice and clean. Now when I get done with this part, I go to the sink and start cleaning out the filter and the cartridge. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Okay, so here is the filter. You see inside of there. So what I do is I put this in the sink and I get the hot water running like this, and I put it inside and I just let it run to get all of that white gook stuff out that's left over from the old water out of there, so it's nice and clear and clean and nothing is built up or anything like that. So when you put your filter back in there, your water should be nice and clear coming out. So I usually run this for a good maybe 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Usually sometimes I run this while I'm cleaning the sides of the glass, and then by the time I come over here to start everything else, it should be nice and clean. So that's the one part that I do. Then the next thing I do is, here's the filter that was in there. Now if your filter does not look like this, you do a monthly water change and a filter change. So when the next month is coming around, and if your filter does not look like this, if it still looks pretty nice and white and clear and clean, you can go ahead and just rinse it off. So I usually just put it in here, take cold water and just rinse it off real good and try to get it nice as clean as I can get it. And then I just do this both the other side like this and clean it and just rinse it off. Now if it looks decent where you can actually put it back inside of the tank, you can go ahead and do so. Now it looks like it kind of come off a little bit, but as you guys can see, the back of it's still kind of dirty. So if it starts looking really bad like this, I just go ahead and throw this away and go ahead and put a new one in. Now every month you're supposed to throw the old one away and put a new one in, but if it does not look as bad when you're doing a water change before the next month, you can go ahead and just rinse it off and then just put it back in. And then next time you do a water change, go ahead and change it. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this one away because this one is just pretty much done with. So this is what it looks like, the old one. And then these are the ones that I use. These are the ones from Walmart. They're like, I think $3 with tax and something. This is the Whisper Bio Bag Filter Cartridge, and this is what it looks like. And as you guys can see the picture, it's nice and new and white, and this is the medium size. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's what the cartridge looks like. As you guys can see, it's nice and clean. Now you're going to see these little black spots from inside of it. Now what you do is just go ahead and rinse it off. Rinse it off for a good 3 or 4 minutes just to get nice and clean, and also get this nice and wet. So when you put the filter in, none of that little black spots and stuff like that goes inside of your tank. So just rinse it off a couple of times and rinse it off again. Just keep rinsing it off until it gets nice and clean, and it's nice and wet too. Make sure your filter is nice and wet before you put it back into your tank. So that's what I do with that. And I'm going to go ahead and run hot water inside of this and get this clear. So once you finish this, the next thing I do is completely wipe it out, dry it, and then go ahead and put it in the tank. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then I'll show you when I'm finished. Alright, so now I went on ahead and wiped it out. It's nice and dry and clean, and the filter and the cartridge is back inside of the tank. So I just hooked it back up, so it's nice and ready to go. So the next step is to go ahead and fill your tank back up with the water. So let's go ahead and show you how I do that. Okay, so I'm over here by the sink going to get the water and put the nice fresh clean water inside of this bucket. So I'm going to use cold water. You can use cold water to warm water to put in the bucket. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. Okay, so once my bucket is filled up for the first time, I'm going to take my water safe tap water conditioner, and this is the one I use, the IP Stress Coat. And I'm going to go ahead and put some inside of the little cap. This is a little measuring cup thing, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the water. So you have to make sure your water is safe for your betta fish. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so I went on ahead and put the water conditioner inside of the water. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the water and put it inside of the tank. Alright, here is round 2 of the water. water conditioner. Here is round 3 of the water and water conditioner. And here is what the tank looks like so far after 2 buckets of nice clean water. And I went on ahead and turned on my filter so that go ahead and get started. And also the heater is on. So let's go ahead and fill this last bit of water up. Alright, so here's what the tank looks like now after I filled up the water inside of it. The last thing I do is put some of this aquarium salt in here. It just helps your fish health and stay healthy and, you know, healthy basically. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this inside of it. So here is what the salt looks like, and I just sprinkled in there. And that's it for that. And then the last thing I do is put my lid back on. And then here's what the tank looks like now. So it's nice and clear and clean, and the filter's just going to run to get all of that new clean water and old water inside there filtering around. So this is what it looks like now. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!